So this tangle I called the wheel. We were live and I drew two orbs, and I'm on an actual circle piece of paper called a Zentangle. And then I aura this on the outside. So it's kind of like, I guess, a donut, if you will. And then in the very center, I'm essentially doing halaba, but where they all cross each other in the center. So I love to begin tangles with gratitude, appreciation, whether it's for the paper, the pen, the ability to tangle at this time, your life, your family, whatever it is that you're grateful for. Take a moment and hold that space of gratitude, because this is going to dramatically impact what your tangle looks like. Rushing into a tangle to do it to just get it done is going to look much different than when you're taking your time with it. I like to take some deep breaths in. As I breathe in, I just imagine this fresh new energy coming in, and on the exhale, I imagine all this just yucky stuff that I'm holding on to leaves and goes right out my toes. Now, once I've done that, I just take a moment, put the pen in my hand, and make sure that I'm holding the pen in my hand light, both with the grip of the pen and the pressure, and breathe. So now we have the spokes, and all we're going to do here is aura lines. That's it. We're going to take each of these lines and aura them over and over and over again in this outer section. This tangle, and people kind of helped decide during the live what we were going to do and how we were going to do it. And so this is what they came up with, which I love. And all we did was these lines over and over and over again. So the key to this is getting rid of the thought of trying to be perfect. I get this a lot in my lives and in the comments. There is no perfection. People will say, how do you draw such a straight line? Well, they're not really straight. You're looking at them assuming that they're straight, and they're not. We're not perfect, and they're not going to be straight. So the minute you get rid of that ego-centered need for perfection, number one, the more fun you're going to have with your tangle. And number two, your tangle is going to turn out fabulous when you get rid of this need for it to be perfect or look a certain way. So throughout this, make sure you're breathing. When you take an inhale and an exhale, make sure your shoulders are coming down away from your ears. Make sure you're not biting your lip, the inside of the cheek, clenching the jaw. All those things we do are ways to hold stress. And we don't want to be stressed when we're doing what I would call mindfulness art, which mindfulness is about the present moment. So this art is about, we're focusing just on this moment right now. We spend too much time in our lives focusing on the past or the future, which again, we have no control over either. But now in these spokes, what we're going to do, or these halabad lines, whatever you want to call them, is I'm rounding lines this time, also called tethering lines. So I'm going to do this back and forth through each of these. And this is going to help give a rounded effect as well. So just take your time, breathe. This whole tangle is very repetitive. So doing a whole page of this, I want you to tell me in the comments if you notice that you can't think of anything else, because that's what I find when I tangle, especially something extremely repetitive, is that I can't think of anything else. It's just the same thing over and over and over again. So I'm going to let you to the plant music. This is the plant wave you hear in the background. Music played from my plant. I have a link in the description on how to get your own plant wave. All the other tangle supplies I use are in my Amazon affiliate link, also in my link tree. I usually use the Grabby fine liners. I don't have any at this time. Those are my favorite set of pens because it comes with many different sizes. They last a long time, and I find that they really work well on all kinds of paper. And if you use the Grabby link that I have in my link tree, there's a code there, and you can use that code for a discount. So enjoy what's happening. Now, if you ever want to take a look at my art, I have quite a large amount of art that I've done in my Etsy shop. There's stickers, there also cardstock. I mean, I have quite a bit of my art in my Etsy shop, which is also in the link tree as well. Now, for those of you who are on, I like to call it the path of finding the best version of myself. I have fallen in love with the Monroe Institute, and they have made me realize that I am more than my physical body. So our minds really impact everything in our thoughts. Now, as you can see, as I'm talking right now, though, I am oraing these inner triangle sections, but I'm stopping at each of the halaba spokes that we created. And we're going to do that all the way around. So the Monroe Institute, I love as well. And there is a link in the link tree in the description for them with a code. One of my favorite first recommendations is a meditation called The Gathering. And then to really take a deep dive, I did Gateway Voyage, I did Peak Week. I am completely in love with the Monroe Institute, and it's changed my life, just like tangling has. So enjoy this, enjoy the music, and essentially just check out the link tree, which is in the description, and that will guide you to all of the different fun things that I love to do that promote self-care and being our best version of ourselves. So as we're filling this in, now what we're going to do is we're going to take a pencil, and all I'm doing is putting on the outsides of this first like donut ring that we made. And I'm going to use what's called a tortillon, which is wrapped paper. And I have a link to those in my Amazon affiliate link. I also put them in my kits that are in my Etsy shop. So all I'm going to do is shade around this, and look at how it right away rounds it. I'm going to do the same thing with each of these spokes. I'm just going to line the outsides of all of them with pencil, and then I'm just going to blend them out. Now, the one that's on the top that you can see both sides to, so the full halaba, that I go over the tops of the other spokes. You can do whatever you want. I also added some charcoal to the top of this to have that kind of donut ring pop some more, which I love. But do whatever makes you happy. I also weighted in a few spots, adding some ink here and there on the lines. Now, don't forget to subscribe. Remember, it's okay to go outside the lines. Let me know if you like this one. Talk to you soon.